for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
All right, welcome, Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? Today is Thursday, February 28th, 2019. 59 days into the new year, just 306 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States, hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planet. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, man. All right. Tonight is Thursday. It is another Fadernight. Open lines all night long. The call-in number is 747-228-2051. Again, 747-228-2051. All right. Now, you're noticing the sunglasses. Let me explain. 2 nights ago after the show, I've got this ear infection that came back again, third time in a year, came back, got some meds, and it came back about a week and a half ago. Got some meds, antibiotics, eardrops, stuff like that, and I got 2 antibiotics, and I went through the first cycle, and then now I'm on a second one. It's a different one, stronger, and after the show, I took it. Right? I took it, and I was, just thought, okay, everything's good. Took it, jumped in bed. 5 minutes later, it seemed like 60 seconds. 5 minutes later, my eyes were burning, and I thought it was from some hot sauce. We were eating some Mexican food that maybe I got in my eyes, and I was like, wow, that's really burning. And I get up, and I go into the bathroom. My eyes are blood red. Blood red. Like both, not red eyes, blood red. And I thought, wow, that's strange. And I went in to Rita, and I go, check out my eyes. And she took one look at me, and she goes, oh, my goodness. And I went back, and in the inside of that, in about 60 seconds, my head just blew up. Just swelled, my eye just I was like, oh no, and it got bad. But heavy doses of Benadryl and other things, and I was in bed all day yesterday. Slept. I've never slept like that before. Benadryl will kick your ass. Anyway, hence the sunglasses. I'm not 100% back. My mind is here, but physically, if I took these off right now, you would go, oh! So hence the sunglasses. I'm not going to allow those memes to be created and flood all over the internet. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, just not going to do that. So anyway, there you go. Sunglasses tonight on the show. I can see just fine. And I would say about halfway through today, I was like, okay, I'm good. We're going to do the show tonight. And all right. So we're here. It's Thursday night, Fadernight, open lines all night long. That clears that up. That is, nothing crazy, nothing nefarious, nothing nutty. Just a reaction. Okay. All right. It is Fadernight, open lines all night long. I'm going to open up the phone lines at the bottom of the hour. And I see everybody is starting to call in now. I can put you on hold if you want to wait. If you want to wait till the bottom of the hour, I will do that here. I will do that. Watch this. I will start bringing in calls now. Okay, so I'm just letting you know if you're on hold and you hear it go silent, don't hang up. Just stay there. Do not go anywhere. And I will answer the calls in order. Okay? All right. There you go. Yeah, let's see. Lots of breaking news going on right now. So this is Fadernight. First things first, follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. At JChurchRadio. That's what you want to do. That's the first thing. Second step is hashtag F2B is our sandbox. That is live right in front of me. We have 2 chat rooms, one over at Spreaker and one at KGRA The Planet. 2 chat rooms where you can hang out. Okay? Email is jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Any questions or comments, hashtag F2BQ, and I will see those. Those are lined up right in front of me. Okay? It's really all that simple. Breaking news. Well, you probably already heard. The nuclear summit with President Trump and Kim Fatty Fat fell apart earlier today. That's right. And both parties up and walked. Shortly after, Trump boarded Air Force One back to the United States. And there you go. Depending on what news outlet you're going to or who you are listening to, either it was abrupt or it was just soft and they were just like, okay, whatever, we're not going to go anywhere, we're still friends. There's also some news outlets saying that North Korea wanted all sanctions lifted before anything was moving forward. Some news outlets are saying they were only asking for a partial lifting of sanctions before we move forward. Some were saying that we had to fully pull out of North Korea before we move forward. Some are saying that didn't. So nobody knows really what happened. But the facts are nothing signed. They called off the special lunch and dinner that everybody was preparing. That got canceled. The signing of the agreement also got canceled. So there you go. Those are the facts. Okay, so that happened today. Tesla announced today that they had the biggest sales quarter and possibly the biggest sales of the year, but they're closing down dealerships and they are going to start laying people off. And that is sad. That is sad. So that was announced today. Also today, the United States Navy says that its version of the F-35 fighter jet is now ready for combat. That's right. After more than 2 decades, 20 years of testing and development. There you go. Unbelievable. 2 decades. You know, it's so funny when I saw that press release today, I was thinking, oh, is there a new fighter jet I didn't know about? Is there an F-40? An F-45? There's something new and it's the F-35. 2 decades. Yeah. There's 3 versions. You got the Navy version, you got the Air Force version, you got the Marines version. Marines version, vertical takeoff and landing. But the Navy's version, after testing on aircraft carriers, has now passed. and it is ready for combat. All right, the Surfer music streaming app is something that you need to download now. It's free to download. You don't have to register. You don't have to give up your email. You don't have to give up any information. Believe it or not, totally free. All you got to do is download it and enjoy it. Okay, go to the Surfer, that's S-U-R-F-R. Go to the Surfer banners over at jimmychurchradio.com. Click download. Start enjoying it now. Music streaming has never been easier or more fun. It's simple. Get the Surfer streaming app today. Okay? Now, unlimited everything. That's it. That's all you need to know. Go and download the Surfer music streaming app. Also, today, arrived in the mail from our friend Bill. I want to show this to everybody. Check this out. For 1,000 shows, Grey Goose DeCosse. Look at this. Thank you, Bill. And all I have to say, yeah, that's not your normal Grey Goose bottle, is it? Look at that. Wax seal, the whole. Somebody's going to enjoy this with me, and it's going to be a great evening when we do. And when we do, the whole thing goes. The whole bottle gets drunk at one time. Thank you, Bill. Incredible. Man, that cedar box and all. Thank you. Okay, our next event coming up is Contact in the Desert. That's May 31st through June 3rd in Indian Wells, Palm Springs, California, at the Renaissance Indian Wells Resort and Spa. Tickets and info right now over at contactinthedesert.com. We'll be broadcasting Friday night, Fade to Black Live. Saturday night, I am hosting the awards dinner. You need to go to Contact in the Desert and get tickets for that. And it'd be great to have nothing but Fadernauts at every single table. Nothing but faded black shirts. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, so that's separate. You got to do that. That's Saturday night. And then Sunday night, I'll be hosting the closing night ceremonies and panel. All right, contactinthedesert.com. And then right after that is our conference. 2019 Soul Tech is going to be held July 4th weekend at the Sunrise Ranch in Loveland, Colorado. You can sign up for tickets and info right now at soultechgathering.com. Our documentary of Soul Tech is going to be released next week on March 6th. The trailer for that is up. Rita, can you post the trailer again so I can retweet that? It's a pretty cool trailer. Okay, so that's coming up. And then, of course, we're going to shoot another documentary. We have to, right? We have to. Okay, where am I at? Oh, Hoffman's Optics. Hoffman's Optics is the makers of the Jimmy Church model, of course, the deep blue night vision goggles. And you are going to want yours. We've got 2 events coming up where we're going to be doing sky watches all night long. And then, of course, that's Contact in the Desert and Soul Tech. You are going to want to have your own night vision goggles there. Go to hoffmansoptics.com. Click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Head over to the website. Give Alec Hoffman a call, and he will guide you through the process of the best night vision goggles for you. Okay? Highly recommended. You've got to get it done. You've got to get it done. All right. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. It is just $2 per month. Go to jimmychurchradio.com. Click on the podcast banner. You can also become a Fadernaut over at our membership section of jimmychurchradio.com, where you can get everything that you want. It doesn't matter. If you just want downloadable commercial-free archives, you've got it. If you just want the bunker cam, you've got it. If you want autographed shirts and hats and everything else that goes with that, you've got it. You want a private email to me, you've got it. Do it all over in our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Let's get this show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Train frontman. Train, that was a good band. I'm sure they're still together. Patrick Monahan. Today is Fitty, the big 50. Bernadette Peters. Today is 71. On this day in history, OTD, 1953, Cambridge University scientists James Watson and Francis Crick, that's right, Watson and Crick, announced that they have determined the double helix structure of DNA, the molecule containing human genes, on this day in 1953. Fader fact. Crocodiles can climb trees. That's right. That's your Fader fact. Bet you didn't know that. That's right. Every continent that has a crocodile, they can climb trees. Yeah. I guess they've got opposing thumbs, right? I guess crocodiles can climb trees. So vetting this today, I went through a ton of pictures on the net and video. Crocodiles can climb trees. That's right. They can also build nests. I'm kidding. I don't know that as a fact. Tonight is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. The call-in number is 747-228-2051. Is Surfer better than Pandora? Absolutely better than Pandora. Are you joking? Are you joking? You'll never get an email from Surfer. That's right. All you're going to do is download it and use it. Think about that. Okay. River Moon Coffee is the best coffee in the world. After what I went through over the last couple of days, and the only way I made it to the show tonight is River Moon Coffee. I'm just telling you as a fact right now. River Moon Coffee. Get yours right now. rivermooncoffee.com. Promo code F2B blend. Fade to black blend. Yeah, it is the best. So smooth. So good. So dark. Smoky. So the other night, a listener called into the show and asked me about time travel. And I gave a brief answer about Einstein and traveling at the speed of light, leaving Earth and returning. And it got me thinking that I should present some real world numbers for everyone to understand. And, well, you know me, and enjoy. So check this out. I picked Andromeda. Okay? Because, well, simply put, it's the closest neighboring galaxy to us. Plus, I really like the movie Andromeda Strain. Right? So let's go to Andromeda. Let's run some numbers. And although it's the closest galaxy to us, the Milky Way, it would take 2.5 million years to reach it, using the fastest thing out there, the speed of light. And yet it's the closest galaxy to us. Now just listen to everything I am about to say. Okay? First, I know it's a really big number. 2.5 million years at the speed of light to get to Andromeda. It's a big number, but could you get there in your lifetime? Wait a minute, Jimmy. You just said it's 2.5 million years away at the speed of light. Yes, you can get there in your lifetime. Let me explain. Remember my answer to the caller the other night. The faster you go, the more that time slows down. Einstein called it time dilation. The faster you go, the slower it is relative to Earth. Okay? If you actually get to the speed of light, well, to the speed of light, time would completely freeze, as in stop. So, let's say you leave Earth on your starship, right? You're cruising with your sunglasses on, and you're cruising, and you set your acceleration at 1G, just 1G. And that may not seem like much, But if you continued, okay, let me explain. 1G is 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds. We've all heard the stats of different cars, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, 0 to 60 in 3.5, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, whatever. Okay? So 1G is 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. There are plenty of cars here on planet Earth that have that acceleration, okay? Like Tesla, right? The ludicrous speed button. So 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. If you continued on that acceleration in 1 year, you would travel 3 trillion miles, or half of 1 light year. A light year is the distance light travels in 1 Earth year, or 6 trillion miles. So 1G acceleration, you continue accelerating. In 1 year, you would travel 3 trillion miles. Okay? All right. Now, you've got it, right? So 1 year down, and you still have 2.5 trillion light years to go to Andromeda. Because right now, you've only traveled half of 1 light year. Now you've got 2.5 trillion more to go in front of you. You've already traveled 1 light year. Okay? Now, as you accelerate, you reach 75% of the speed of light. You've left Earth in February 2019. Today, right? You've traveled for 1 year. And back on Earth, it's now the summer of 2020. 12 months for you, but here on Earth, it's a year and 3 months. You follow me? So now already time is starting to get a little bit weird after 1 year, and you've reached 75% the speed of light. If you continue to travel at this rate for 4 more years, increasing, right? For 4 more years, you will reach 99.99% the speed of light, and you will have traveled 72 light years. And now I know what you're saying. You're like, wait, what? How did you travel 72 light years in just 5 years? Light is only supposed to travel 5 light years in that time. 5 years is 5 years, right? Did you just travel faster than the speed of light? No. You see, that's where time dilation kicks in. Stay with me. Even though 5 years passed for you on the Starship, 74 years have passed back on Earth. You see, most of the time you traveled at close to the speed of light, or 72 years, but everything has slowed down. 72 years pass on Earth, right? Okay? All right. Now, so now let's go 12 years ahead. Now you've traveled 12 years at this acceleration, and you are now up to 99.999999992% of the speed of light. You've traveled 80,000 light years, but you're only 3% on your way to Andromeda. At this speed, your clock is running 80,000 times slower than the clocks on Earth. Think about that for a second. Your heart rate, everything else, relative to what's going on Earth, you're frozen. Okay? At this point, you can actually coast. Just coast. Take your foot off the gas and just coast. Cruise at this speed for 30 years, and you will have reached Andromeda 2.4 million light years away. Of course, you'd have to decelerate. You don't want to blast past Andromeda at the speed of light. You want to stop and visit. That was the point, right? So you'll have to slow down for another 12 years. That's a total of 54 years on your Starship. That's it. 54 years on the Starship, at the numbers I just gave to you, you reach Andromeda. Because of time dilation, 2.5 million years have now passed back on Earth. That's time travel. Now think about what I just said. You can take these numbers. I chose Andromeda because it's the closest galaxy. But you can take all of this and cut it straight in half. Right? Because if you went out to Andromeda, 54 years, went to Andromeda, 2.5 million years pass on Earth, you make a U-turn, you come back and repeat, 5 million years would have passed on Earth, but you would have spent 108 years on the Starship, and you might not be alive to see what Earth is like 5 million years from now. But what if you split it in half? Numbers are the same. You don't go to Andromeda. You just kick it out, 22 years, make a U-turn, come back. 2.5 million years have passed on Earth. You are 54 years older. Think about that. It is a crazy thing to think about. Take the numbers that I just gave you, and you can apply it to anything. And so I hope that helps answer the caller's question the other night. I said shoot out for 2 years or 10 years in one direction and come back, and Earth is 100 years or 1,000 years. It just depends. Depends on how far, how fast you get up going, how long you're staying, and how long you're going to turn around and come back. That's all it is. But there you go. It's very, very interesting. And that's how you could become a time traveler. This is Fade to Black. It's open lines all night long on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. The call-in number, of course, is 747-228-2051. Let's have some fun tonight. I'm in a great mood, sunglasses and all. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back, taking your phone calls right after this short break. Stay with me.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hey folks, guess what the number one phrase that Life Change Tea receives by email? You ready? We love this tea. We love this tea. Time after time, week after week, we love this tea. Life Change Tea gives you more energy. a beautiful cleansing, and fulfills its slogan perfectly. The tea that makes you go. So if you want to be on your health game, log on to getthetea.com and order Life Change Super Strength Tea. Packages come in a 1-month supply, and when you brew this stuff, wait until you see the results. Aren't we all about the results? And with a lot of people's health struggling, we can use a little bit of help. Doctors will tell you disease starts in the gut. So log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Be our next email saying, I love this tea. I love this tea. Get the tea at getthetea.com. Helping America one tea bag at a time.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Do you want to lose weight but have no idea where to begin? The Fast Start Diet, a 3-day weight loss plan, is the answer. 3 days of nutritionally balanced, calorie-restricted meals delivered right to your door. No shopping, no measuring, and no cooking. Everything is prepared for you and ready to eat at home or on the go. The Fast Start Diet has all the amazing benefits of intermittent fasting without starving. We've helped thousands of people who have struggled to reach their weight loss goals. Isn't it time we helped you? With the Fast Start Diet, you'll lose weight and feel great.
Find Fast Start Diet on Amazon or go to faststartdiet.com and use promo code TALK to get 10% off your first box. And as a special bonus, Fast Start will include their #1 rated Lipo3 appetite suppressant spray free with your order. This is Jimmy Church. And whatever your diet plans are, do what I did. Go to faststartdiet.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Matthew. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is Thursday, Fadernight. Open lines all night long. The call-in number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. When you call in, you'll hear the hold message. I will put you on hold, and it's just going to go silent. That's right. Don't hang up. Then you'll hear me. Right? I'm going to pick up the call. You're going to hear my voice. Be ready to go. Turn down the radio in the background, all that fun stuff. All right? Let's do this. It's Thursday night, Fader night, my favorite night of the week. And yes, I'm here with sunglasses on tonight. Let's go straight to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello, it's Mirella.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good.
What's going on, Mirella?
I just get really nervous when I call because I don't, get through. And now I got through, so there we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Your picture just got posted up here on Twitter that quick. There you go.
Oh, no.
Okay. So what's on your mind tonight, Mirella?
Look, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for my, T-shirt and my hat, and I've had such an amazing year. Like, I've only been listening for a year, but in that year, you've covered so much of what I've been reading for years. As I've always said that, I've had amazing little experiences here all year that I could talk about, but they sound very kooky and crazy, and I don't want to sound like that just now.
But you need to speak up.
Really
you need to speak up so everybody can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, it's a little better. Okay. Well, share one of the experiences with us.
Look, a lot of people talk about entities and visitations, and I've really in the past I've struggled with it because in some lines of thinking you could be labelled for having visions or hearing audible messages or so forth, but most people, or I do anyway, don't really share those times when those things happen. But one thing that did happen this year that is the biggest probably, and it was so cool because I wasn't expecting anything like unusual to be going on around me. Everything was calm. I was asleep, and the thing about dreaming, like, we are in a dream, and dreams are real, and our life is like a time travel in so many days like that. But anyway, I'm asleep, and I know that I'm asleep, but I hear something at my window, which is right near my bed, and I get up and I go into my kitchen, which is a sliding door, and I go in there, and I think I'm asleep. I'm asleep. I'm dreaming this. But the minute I looked at this creature, I was awake, and I was in my kitchen. So some little time lapsed between me getting up and still dreaming. And I was standing in my kitchen. I opened my window, and it was a big eagle. But he was really unusual. He was as big as me. And I have had experiences in the forest and with animals and birds and things. And it was so real. He came in the window because then I started to shake. I'm awake now, out of my bed awake. I went to my front door, and I opened my front door to let him walk through with his great big wings in my tiny little studio apartment. And his head was amazing. He was beautiful, or she was beautiful. I don't know, because I let her out the door and off, and I shut the door, and I was awake, and I went and sat on my bed, and I went, I'm awake.
So what did you guys do? Did you talk?
I was by myself. No. But then I was awake the rest of the night, and I was pretty excited about that. And I felt that was a spirit being, as in perhaps I needed to feel the strength of that bird and feel the heaviness of his weight in my presence, which I did. I felt that. So it was more a feeling, even though it was started as a dream, then it was a little time lapse, and then I was awake, and then I walked and that whole thing was like it was just orchestrated, not by me. I was asleep. And I went to the internet. I went to the internet, and then, yes, I went to the internet, and I went onto somewhere, and I found the picture of this eagle exactly, and I couldn't believe it. So the thing about synchronicity and seeing and reading and things popping up in your presence is real. It's beautiful. Like, it's amazing. It's sometimes scary, but I was able to just take a screenshot of this bird, which was on National Geographic or something that I'm following, and I took a photo of it. It's a real bird, and it's a real eagle. I've got a picture of it. I put it on Stellar pages, and it was just a beautiful experience. So there you go. That's one. And I just wanted to say, look, because I am listening and everyone's on there that I know and that I've been following for years and years, not on the internet but by books and different ways, like tuning in at different times. I'm so grateful to you and Rita and everyone, all the Fadernights that are so cute and real, and I'm calling to make sure that you're real.
Thank you, Morella. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's an incredible experience, and you look great in the shirt and hat, and you're out there on the beach enjoying yourself, and it's a great picture. And What are the odds of us posting that picture and you calling in from Australia at the same time? That is incredible. That's synchronicity. Thank you, Morella.
All right.
Have a great night.
Have a good time. Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Morella from Australia. And I thought that Rita knew that that Morella was on hold. And she posted, out of all the pictures that could have been posted for Fadernight, Rita did that. Rita texted me. She's like, what? How crazy is this? I was like, I thought you knew. No, I thought you knew. No. Absolutely incredible. Okay. I'm going to continue racking up calls here. And so if I'm putting you on hold and it goes silent, it's because I'm putting you on hold and it's going silent, but I will answer all calls in order. Don't you worry about a thing. All right? Okay, let's get back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
It's your rock and roll pal, Mark from Dallas. What's up, big guy?
Hey, Mark. Haven't heard from you in a while. How are you, man? Everything good?
Everything's great. You know, man, I've tried calling in a couple of times, but the phones were kind of jacked up in the last few weeks, so I've just been laying low.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they're running really smooth, but now, you know, I can't tell you how many calls come in at the same time. So, and I'm juggling the switchboard here, but there you go. But you got through tonight. That's all that matters.
Man, and I got to tell you, I dig the glasses. I think you may need to keep that. That's a cool look you got going.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, man, I like it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the studio is even darker. It's even darker. All right. So what's on your mind tonight, Mark?
Well, do you feel like having some rock and roll fun tonight, man?
Absolutely.
All right. I got a couple of things to choose from. Now, you know, in the past, we've done the time machine game where we set the Wayback Machine and we pick a year and a month and we go back and we see who's playing on a certain night and we pick our favorite players. Or I have another top 10 list you may be interested in. If you remember, we did a top 10 one-hit wonders of the 80s last time. Well, I have something totally different tonight. And if you're interested in a top 10 list, we could do that or the other. I don't care.
You know what? I'm going to leave it up to you. I can go either way. I seriously could. I can go either way. All right, all right. Well, are you quick enough on the draw? Do you know what you want to do, or you can leave it up to me?
You tell me, Big Daddy. It's your show.
Okay. Let's go. Man, I like that time machine game, but that top 10 was cool too last time. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do a guitar pick. Let's do a guitar pick flip. Okay, on one side is Marco. This is Marco Mendoza from Whitesnake and Dead Daisies. This is his pick. So one side is his signature, and the other side is the Dead Daisies. Okay, so we'll do. His signature is time travel. Okay, you ready?
Cool. Yeah.
Flip. Came up. Signature. Time travel. There you go.
Time travel is. All right, man.
Okay, let's do it.
The first year we are going back to. Now this is going to be. You remember I got a thing about bass players, so this is going to be another bass player night.
Well, this is Marco Mendoza is a bass player. Isn't that synchronicity?
What a coincidence!
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Bass players.
You're gonna love this one. The first one. I've got two of these tonight. So the first one is the year 1966. Okay.
Okay.
So this is gonna flip you out. August 16th, 1966, at the Marquee in central London. A little band by the name of Cream is playing.
Right.
Jack Bruce.
Bass. Of course.
The same night at John F. Kennedy Stadium in Philadelphia, Paul McCartney and the Beatles.
Right. I gotcha.
So if you had to, we're going to fire up the Wayback Machine. You got to we're either going to London to see Jack Bruce and Cream, or we're going to John F. Kennedy Stadium and seeing the Beatles play out in the middle of that baseball field.
No question. I'm at the Marquee. I'm seeing Jack Bruce and Cream. No question about it. No question about it. Eric Clapton. Is it Ginger Baker on drums?
You damn right.
Man, I ain't messing around with that. I'm going to the Marquee Club.
It's not even a choice. Right?
No, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
God, I'm so with you on that. Okay, so there's no fight on that one. Now, here's a really good one. The next one is the year 1991. Right in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
December 11th, 1991, Bronco Bowl in Dallas, Texas, is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Now, of course, we know that the great Flea is playing bass
right
that night.
Right.
And here at the Hollywood Palladium, right in your neighborhood, is Les Claypool and Primus.
I might have been at that gig.
That's really
yeah, 1991 at the Palladium. Les Claypool, Primus. I think I was at that gig.
Wouldn't that be something?
No, I'm telling you, I think I was at that gig. Yeah.
I could have been at the Bronco Bowl in Dallas too, but it's 91. I don't really remember it. You know what I'm saying?
I think I was at that gig at the Palladium, and I'm trying to think who else was there that night.
Yeah, they were touring with somebody else, but I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I hate to say it, but I would go Les Claypool for that gig. Yep. And
man, can you just talk about how badass Les Claypool is?
He is beyond badass. He is beyond badass.
I mean, he takes bass to a different level. Flea is good, no doubt.
No, he is, and the chili, right, and the Chili Peppers, amazing, just absolutely amazing. But Les Claypool, catching him live is a rare event. I've seen the Chili Peppers probably 10 or 20 times. I saw the Chili Peppers Halloween playing on a tennis court at Colonel Tom Parker's house in the Hollywood Hills, in Beverly Hills. Yep, buck naked too. Well, they were wearing tube socks. But so I've seen the Chili Peppers many. There's a lot of people right now that are going to listen to this that were at that show on the tennis court, and that was around probably 1990. I was going to
say, man, it's got to be right in that.
Yeah, right in there, like 1990. That were at that show. They know exactly what I'm talking about. It was insane. And there you go. Okay, one more, and then I've got to get to calls. Mark, do you got one more?
Nope, that's all I got tonight, Big Daddy.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. And you and I are on the same page. I really. Les Claypool took things to another level. And not only with playing the bass and what the bass can actually do, but the sounds and the effects and everything. And, of course, really creative songwriting. And I always thought he was like the Frank Zappa of the bass and his writing. Yeah.
I was just about to say that he's Frank Zappa of the bass, and if you were in his band, if you toured with him, you were an incredible musician.
That's right.
Regular
And he's
regular dudes like me and you couldn't keep up with him. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? I'll tell you a Les Claypool fact. Are you ready? Ready? Okay. We all know he's out of the commercial scene. He does his own thing. He doesn't mess around. But Les Claypool produced Yngwie Malmsteen. That's right.
I had no idea.
Yep. Okay, there's your Fader fact. Have a great night, Mark, and thank you for that.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Have a great night.
Bye.
A lot of people don't know that about Les Claypool. They don't. That Les produced Yngwie Malmsteen, Rising Force. I believe that was the album he did, Rising Force. I don't think he did. Yeah, I think he did Rising Force. I could be wrong. One of those first two albums by Yngwie, Les Claypool. That's right. I just blew his cover. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Old Jimmy.
What is cracking, Brett? Everything good?
Oh, it's going lovely. Couldn't be better.
What's on your mind?
How are you? Well, I'm going there tonight. I'm bringing up the Alex Jones.
I didn't see it. So what happened? You're talking about on Jim Rome on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Yep. So he did a lot of people on Twitter and everything always spouting off how Alex Jones, he's 80% truth, 20% disinfo, and all this and that. And, I kind of have the perspective, maybe I'm off, maybe this is wrong, but, okay, that 80% of truth is going to lead people to start researching things, especially going on a big platform like Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Just introduce, he went super deep into adrenochrome. He went over that a lot. You might be seeing a bunch of the memes popping up of him freaking out like there's no tomorrow about it. But then the stuff that he got into, that was just tripping me out because it's wishful thinking. What's up?
Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. What tripped you out?
Okay, so he brought up, so Joe Rogan's constantly talking about DMT, and so Alex Jones was saying that the CIA or some government agency has computers that can communicate with the beings in the dimension that people go to while they're on DMT, and now how through artificial intelligence and all these computers, how the government's communicating with these interdimensional beings and stuff. And that just inspired some good lyrics right there.
Yeah, right. How did Rogan react
to that? He was pretty neutral. I know he's fairly skeptical about most things, but just because he's done DMT so many times, he was going on about how he can't be sure if when you're in that state, if you're actually just unlocking a door in your mind to perceive an actual existing dimension, or if it's just, some sort of chemical reaction going on. But then they were bringing up how many people have the exact same experience and see the exact same beings while doing that. And so the argument for it, especially if you've seen that Spirit Molecule documentary, there could definitely be something going on when you're in that state.
Possibly. But I think the communication through computers and our government communicating with those beings, was Alex saying that he knew this was going on, or he thinks this is going on?
Well, it's Alex Jones, so of course he was very definitively sure about it.
Right.
I forget how he did bring up how he came across that info. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, because whenever he goes on Rogan, Joe is always pretty good about stopping him and asking him to explain how he came across that information. And he was explaining it. I don't know if it was some general or something about Bill Gates. I don't know. He's 10,000 miles per hour and my brain can't keep up.
Did he mention anything about his current legal status and what's going on with that?
He spent probably the first 15, 20 minutes of the show. He was discussing all that stuff going on. He didn't really go into what his status is with it, but it was more so kind of, explaining where he was coming from while apologizing. I think he did a decent job at not making excuses for it.
Oh,
so
good for him.
I'll give him that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to call about.
Hold on, because I haven't seen it yet. What about his numbers? Did Rogan ask him if his audience has shrunk and his money, PayPal and everybody that cut him off, YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, that, did his numbers shrink? Has his audience shrank? Did he address any of that since he was censored?
Yeah, he did bring that up. He one thing he mentioned was when he got off of Facebook and YouTube, he was saying that actually wasn't that big of a deal to him. But when iTunes cut him off, that's when he said he got hit hard. Because I believe he said that he had like 27 million subscribers or something on iTunes. And so he said that hit him pretty hard. But overall, he was kind of alluding to some income stuff might have dropped, but it doesn't sound or seem like it was anything that major, just because the hardcore fans that are going to be buying the stuff are people that are going to be going to the website.
Did you say he had 27 million subscribers on iTunes?
That's what I think I heard him say. Don't quote me on that.
1 in 10 people in the United States, 1 in 9 subscribe to. I don't buy that number. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Not
either
27 million.
He was stretching it, or I'm tripping, and that's not what he said. Either way, I'm sure he had a bunch.
Well, I know he's got. I could hear 2 million, but 27 million. That's 1 in 9 people. No, that's like. I mean, that's like taking Fox, CNN, MSN, ABC, CBS, and combining all those numbers together. That's how big of a number that is. 27 million? Yep.
Well,
wow.
Obviously, it's all Russian bots.
It could be too as well. That's a big number. 27 million. Holy crap. Yeah, somebody needs to 28 million total on all medias. That's what just came in. Oh, now that I could buy. 2 million here, 3 million there. Okay, all right. That would make more sense. But 27 million on iTunes? Holy crap, man! That's.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, man.
I'm hearing there's a super loud ring going on.
Is there?
It sounds like someone's calling into the show or something.
No, I don't know what that is. That must be you.
Oh, no, man. It's coming from... That was nuts. Did you not hear that?
Nope. No, neither did anybody else. No. Okay. Hey, Brett, I got to cut to a commercial. So I am going to see you in 2 short weeks for Hypocrisy.
Yes, sir.
Hypocrisy. It's going to be great, man. I can't wait.
Sounds good, Jimmy. You take care.
And you travel safe.
I will, somehow, some way.
I'll see you, man. That is Brett Larson, Inquire Within, and he's going to be down here, Hypocrisy. Their show here in Los Angeles is kicking off on March 15th on Friday, so we are going to be there. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see him, and I can't wait to see, of course, Hypocrisy. It's Fade to Black, Thursday night, Fadernight. I'll be right back with more of your calls. Stay with me.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, Fadernauts, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go Beckley Teppy.
Folks, this is very important information. What's to be said about CBD? AncientLifeOil.com. Our CBD is made from hemp and has 0.003 THC, which means this wonderful product won't get you high, no matter what amount you take. What does CBD do for the body? My hands are tied, but you can Google CBD benefits and be astounded. When you're finished reading, you'll want to log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com and purchase. Life is good when you feel good. People are tired of pain. People are asking for non-GMO organic products to help them with you fill in the blank. Legal in 49 states, and again, our CBD is made from hemp. Ancient Life Oil is about helping people one by one by one. If you wonder how good the product is, the CEO takes it every day without miss. AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Have a great day.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers.
Yes.
We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Reclaim your active lifestyle with Angioprim. Angioprim is the original liquid oral chelation supplement. Chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, and cholesterol in your veins and arteries that can cause blockages. Scientific research proves the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that helps promote cardiovascular health. Find out more. Go to angioprim.com. Talk to a trained consultant by calling Angioprim toll-free 877-882-7221.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hey, it's Grace. Can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What's cracking, everybody? It's Thursday night, Fader night. Open lines all night long. Call-in number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Yeah, Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. That's crazy stuff. All right, I'm going to go right back to the phones. Area code 661. You're up next. Who's calling?
Hello, this is Brent from Bakersfield.
Hey, Brent from Bakersfield. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I just hope that it goes better today than it did about a week ago.
What happened a week ago, Brent?
I got cut off big time, but it was it's a cheap phone, and I'm with you right now. I don't know if you remember, I said that I was praying about the phone call and praying that you were going to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, the heart to understand.
I try.
Yeah, okay.
I try.
Well, I'm audio clairvoyant.
Yes, I remember.
Okay. You had mentioned at the start of that night that there was an individual that you had taken the place of on the radio show.
An individual I had taken the place on a radio show. Who was that?
His initials are AB.
Oh, Art Bell. No, I didn't take Art Bell's place. He quit.
Right. He quit, but you brought him up.
Okay.
And, you know, it's a running theme tonight. Synchronicity, man. I was up at BC, Bakersfield College, about 9.5 months ago, and I'm trying to figure out which bus I'm going to get on, and I was a student up there, and this voice came to me, and I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on. You know, I had a lot of things on my mind, and having a voice come to me at that point in time was not what I was expecting. And he said, hello. I said, hello. I said, dude, do you have any idea what you sound like? He goes, Art Bell? I said, yeah. He goes, well, that's because I am. I've had Art Bell hanging out with me for the last 9.5 months, man. And there are two things that he wanted me to get across to you, or, well, get out. Number one is the fact that he has done something that Harry Houdini was not able to do.
Art Bell said this to you.
And that is that he has communicated from the other side. He's passed on, and he's communicated with the living. And then there's also the fact that he is, I'm just a messenger, man, that he is wanting me to get in front of coast-to-coast audience. That he calls me the real deal. Whew. Man, I've been trying for 6 months to get those two messages out.
So why does he want you in front of the Coast to Coast audience? What, as a guest on Coast to Coast? Is that what he's saying?
Well, he's thinking that there is a lot of information that I could download and.
That's okay. The next time you talk to him, just ask him why Coast to Coast. Why wouldn't he want you on his network? Right, because he's got his own network, Dark Matter Radio. I think that's what it's called. It's still on the air.
I can ask him right now. I mean, talking to him is just like talking to you.
Okay, ask him. Oh, I definitely want to know the answer to that question. We had him on. We had Art here from the other side on a Ouija board about 6 months ago, and that was pretty interesting. All you need to do is just go Google that and look up Art Bell, Jimmy Church, Ouija board, and you can hear what he had to say. I have his original notes here, too, that the message that he gave us from the other side. But, yeah, okay, so have you asked him? What's he saying?
Well, the problem I have is trying to listen to you and listen to him.
Okay.
So it's a little tricky. I'm getting that he is impressed by the size of the audience that Coast to Coast has. I'm thinking that probably overshadows what he has on, or he had on his network.
Right. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, that wouldn't be wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah. And he also is very familiar, with the listening audience that Coast to Coast has, and I guess he's thinking that I'd be a good fit. I don't know, brother. Like I said, I'm just passing along the message.
That's very interesting. That's a very interesting response.
I'm very glad that you're feeling better.
Who, me? Yeah. It was dicey there for a minute. It was dicey. Yeah. I got pretty sick. It happened so fast, but I'm good now. I'm good. And maybe by Monday I won't be wearing these sunglasses. So fingers crossed.
Well, I was wondering if that had something to do with it, with the shades on.
You never know, Brent. You never know. Okay, well, stay in touch and keep me posted if Art has got any other follow-up stuff.
Well, what do you think about the Harry Houdini thing?
Well, Art never. I've got a weird echo going on with you right now. I don't know if I'm on speakerphone, but it's very hard for me to concentrate. The audience is listening to it too. But I'll say this: that the Art was always against Ouija boards and communicating from the other side. We all wanted Harry Houdini to do it too as well. But when Art came over on the Ouija board, there were a lot of people out there that felt that it wasn't really Art and that Art couldn't or wouldn't have done that. But if he's communicating through you to us, I find that very interesting, and see if you can get something concrete. You know, ask Art if. Nah, you know what? I don't want to ruffle. I don't want to stir up any old stuff. But I think the real question is why Coast to Coast? Because I don't think he was a big fan of Coast to Coast over the last 10 years.
Okay.
So it's just interesting.
You are the third radio host that I've tried to contact with this stuff. The other two cut me off at the knees. So.
Oh, I would never do that. I would never do that, Brent.
I really appreciate you letting me voice what I got here, and I can communicate with Art and trying to get back to you about more concrete idea about Coast to Coast.
All right. Problem. Well, you've got my email, Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Okay.
What do I put in the header subject?
This is Brent for Bakersfield.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much, brother, and you have an awesome night, man.
You too, Brent. Thank you for the phone call. And very, very interesting. And the thing is with Art, when we did that Ouija board show, it was a little bit strange. Now, I thought that it sounded exactly like Art. It seemed like that would be exactly something that he would say, and him accepting responsibility for certain things. I thought that was pretty interesting. But the flip side of that is, you know, he was pretty much against Ouija boards. And I think he said that many, many times. But maybe he didn't know that he was communicating on a Ouija board. You know, but that whole Harry Houdini aspect of it, that's pretty interesting too as well. So let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I got you.
Am I talking to Jimmy Church?
Yes, who's this?
My name is Randall, and I'm in Boulder, Colorado. I'm a first-time caller, but I'm a big fan.
Right on, Randall. What's on your mind tonight, man?
What's on my mind is that I'm from Sherman Oaks, like you, and I've been addicted to your show for about 2 years.
Right on, right on. Yeah,
and
Sherman Oaks
I started out with I'm 60 years old.
Right.
I started out with Art Bell many years ago. And I had to get back on the radio shows recently, and I discovered you, and I'm addicted, man. And you're bad, and I've learned so much. And this is the first time I ever even tried to call you, and I'm like tripping, brother.
Right.
But you're like my best friend, dude.
Well, thank you, Randall. Okay, so what's on your mind tonight?
I am blown away. This is the first time I ever tried to call. I got lucky. I love your show. I've learned a ton. And now when I try to talk to, quote, normal people, they don't even know what I'm talking about.
And that's the way it should be, Randall. And Randall, don't change. Don't change.
And also, since I'm in Boulder, I guess you guys can be up in Loveland in a couple of months. I'm going to try to make that too.
I'll see you there, man, at the Soltec conference.
I love you and the whole thing, and keep on trucking, brother.
Thank you so much, Randall. Behave and be well.
I don't know how to behave, but I know how to be well.
That's what I'm talking about.
And those glasses are like, I don't know. What's up with those glasses, man?
Thank you, Randall.
But I love you, and I love the whole thing, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a great weekend.
I will. Bye.
Thank you so much. And Boulder, Colorado, coming in live. Randall, yeah, our conference is up at the Sunrise Ranch in Boulder, Colorado. Just go to soultechgathering.com and you can sign up and register right there. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy Church. It's Deb from Sacramento.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Well, I'm great, but more importantly, I'm so glad that you're okay, Jimmy.
It was dicey there. It was dicey there. Well, I was dicey there for a minute, but we got through it. We got through it. It's okay. But you know,
well, I can't see you on the bunker cam, but I'm sure you're rocking those shades.
Yes. Well, you know, it happened so fast. It happened within minutes. And you know, you start really freaking out, and luckily we got medical advice and everything, and we knew what to do, and just wrote it out. But oh man, you know, you look in the mirror, and you know, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But anyway, it's all good. I just got to wear sunglasses for tonight.
Yeah, well, you're still cool. You can't kill cool.
Well, if I didn't say anything, I could have just had attitude all night, you know, on the show. Like, man, look at me. I am cool. But, you know.
You are cool.
Okay.
Hey, well, since we missed out on last night, can you tell us who the surprise guest was going to be?
Nope, because that surprise guest is going to be with us next week.
Oh, I knew it. Okay. And it's not David Icke, because he was already rescheduled, right? I know you're not going to tell me.
Nope, not going to.
Well, I meant to share this last week, but I don't know. I went blank when I got on the phone. So do you remember recently we had that night where we had the moon that was super close to the Earth?
Yep.
It was huge, and they called it a snow moon. And so I think he had Dolan on that night, but I forget, it was like a week or so ago. Anyway, you know, I'm driving home from work, and it was so big. I'm like doing a triple take, going, is that really the moon, or is it a, you know, spaceship? What's going on? It's so big. So I thought, if there's ever a time to look at the moon, this is it. So I grab my telescope out of the garage when I get home, bundle up because it was freezing that night, and I got you on my phone on speaker, listening to the show, looking at the moon, and sure enough, about 9:30, here comes a craft right across the moon. It looked triangle-shaped, and it was booking right in front of it.
Wow. Do you have a way to take pictures with your telescope?
No, I didn't, because I was looking through my telescope, and I don't have any video gear. But I was like, oh my God, I actually finally saw triangle craft, and it was so exciting. And it wasn't a satellite, that's for sure. It was really going fast. So, and I didn't see any lights. I just saw like a dark image.
Right.
And it was just going.
Could you tell, was it close to the moon, or was it close to Earth, and it just passed in front of, you know, in between you and the moon?
It looked like it was in front of the moon, passing in front of the moon. It looked far away.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I know. It was awesome.
I'm jealous.
It was awesome.
I'm jealous.
I was just kicking myself because I didn't have any way to take a picture of it or record it. I'm like, damn it. Right. You know, the one time I see something like that and I can't record it. And of course, you know, I am by myself in the backyard out there freezing by the pool with my telescope, and my mom's thinking I'm out of my mind. So there were no witnesses to share it with me. But I had you guys on speaker listening to the show, and I'm like, you know, just, oh man, it was pretty exciting.
That's cool. How long did it last? How long?
Oh, gosh. I'd say about 20 seconds.
Oh, that's awesome.
By the time it was out of view.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
you
those
had enough
big moons, those are the nights to watch.
Well, you had enough time to think about shooting video and saying, oh, crap, and it's a triangle. So that's a pretty good sighting. You got it all in.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm wondering, you know, if the Fadernauts are out there listening and anybody else was watching the moon that night, maybe someone else, you know, caught something.
Yeah.
So.
Did you search on Google?
No.
Yeah. There's so many people
haven't had time with work and everything.
There's so many people that post on YouTube, you know, shots of the moon live, and there might be some that's worth Googling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I should look for it and see if anyone else posted anything on that night because, like I said, I'm not sure it was the night you had Richard Dolan on, but it was right around one of those nights.
Right.
One of those nights.
Right. I don't know.
Anyway.
I think we had Dolan on. Did we have him on Monday? I think it was Monday.
Yeah, you did have him on Monday.
Okay.
But I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday when it was the moon. I know for sure it was a Fade to Black night, though.
Right. Well, yeah. I will monitor Twitter. Somebody will post something.
I hope so.
Have a great night, Deb, and enjoy your weekend.
You too, Jimmy. Take care, okay?
It's all good. Thank you so much, Deb.
All righty. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you. Deb from Sacramento. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight, and the call-in number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Gabriel from Colorado.
Hey, Gabriel. How are you, man?
Good, Jimmy. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Dad. How's it feel?
Thank you. It's good. It's good. I enjoy having babies again. It's nice to have a little tiny around with them little feetsies and them little handsies.
Yeah, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. It's so cool. It's so cool. I miss it, man. I miss it. And there's nothing like raising each little phase, right? 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Each one of those phases is so special because they're so different.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
so different, so different. So there you go. All right. So what's on your mind tonight, man? How you doing?
Very good, very good. Been kind of since I've been off, since I got lucky enough to get 6 weeks paid paternity leave for my work, I've been just kind of perusing like I don't get to lately. And definitely the Joe Rogan and Alex thing, I mean, that was a trip. And just to add, because you asked and Inquire Within, I didn't really say anything about it, but I did hear Alex during the interview say that he had 4 bank accounts and they labeled him an international terrorist due to hate speech. And then they seized 3 of his bank accounts. This is his, what he said. They seized 3 of his bank accounts, put him down to 1, and gave him the highest AAA credit rating you could possibly have.
So what does that mean?
So that. Yeah, I mean, that's all he really said. And then he went off on another tangent, like he was doing the whole night. I mean, it was just, it was pretty crazy. But just to touch on that's a whole nother thing.
Are you saying that he said they seized his assets?
Yeah, they said they labeled him, Interpol labeled Alex Jones as an international terrorist due to hate speech.
Why wouldn't that be in the news? Why wouldn't...
Oh, right? That should be huge, especially if you're labeled an international terrorist. I mean, that should be like top headline.
I'd be yelling at the stars for that. Did they see? Well, I mean, how much were did they seize $5,000 or $5 million?
Well, from the way he was talking, I mean, he did say he used the word millions, but he kind of like giggled when he said it. So I don't know if he really meant millions, but I don't think they necessarily seized the money. I think they just made him not have multi-bank accounts or something.
Right.
Just so they could track if he, because if you get labeled international terrorist, they're going to monitor your finances to see if you're financing terrorism. So especially with the whole Sandy Hook thing, where he's pretty much still about to go to court, where the judge is pretty much going to force him to admit on the stand that he does not believe that Sandy Hook was false and that there were paid crisis actors. So he's going to have to admit that on the stand and go under record saying that he did not believe that 100%. And he, from what I remember, he was pretty adamant about the Sandy Hook, and he went pretty far over the edge with Sandy Hook. And I think that's why he got in a lot of trouble for it, because he just went too far with it.
Yeah, I mean, my take on stuff like that is you need to factually be correct. In other words, if you are saying that those kids didn't die and that the parents are crisis actors and that it didn't actually happen and that this was a false flag and this was done, for gun control and to take away our rights and everything, you better be able to prove that there are no children's bodies in those graves. I mean, that's where you got to come from. That's the angle, because otherwise you're just repeating some crazy conspiracy theory that somebody made up. It's either there's no gray area here. Either there are bodies in caskets that were buried, right? Or not. And if you're saying not, then you better be able to prove that. There's nothing wrong with proving it. Right? I mean, that just solidifies everything. But if you can't do that, then don't open your mouth. Because
then you're going to have to prove fake Social Security. You're going to have to prove fake school records. You're going to there's so much stuff you would have to fake to have a children be real and then not be real.
Right.
So, that's a hard case there.
Right. If you're going to come at another angle when it comes to things like Sandy Hook, if you're going to do that, then you need to come at it from another angle. And why there would be a false flag created for gun control. But don't go to nobody was killed, that those kids didn't really die. Don't go there. Come at it with another angle, but don't do it that way, because there you go. Now he's in court, and I don't want to. The thing is with me, and I want to be very clear with everybody else. I'm a parent, and if I've lost my child at a school shooting like that, and I've got somebody out there saying that it didn't happen, right? That I'm a crisis actor and that my child didn't really die, I don't want to be the parent feeling that because of my mouth. I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm just not comfortable with it. I'm not. I'm all for a good conspiracy. I'm all in for a good false flag. I'm all in, but you need to be very, very, very careful here. And when you're dealing with something like that where children have died, be careful, man. Yep. Be very, very, very careful. There's just a certain moral zone that you don't go into. You just don't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Hey, Gabriel, have a great night, and give my best to everybody now in your brand new extended family. So cool.
Will do. Thank you, Jimmy. Have a good night, and get better as soon as you can with those eyes, brother.
Man, I'm good. I'm all good. I'm 100%. Thank you, Gabriel. Behave.
Take care, Jimmy.
Thank you, Gabriel. Colorado Fadernight, right there. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night, taking your calls all night long. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with me.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Teppy. Do you want to be an official Fadernight? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, Fadernauts, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Go Beckley Teppy.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
If you have hard water, the lime scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate lime scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Are you intrigued by paranormal talk radio? You'll love the new paranormal radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the paranormal radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night. Open lines all night long. The call-in number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy!
Yes.
Jimmy,
I love you and Rita. I've never called in before, and I've been following you forever. And this is Music Davis from Twitter. I think I've tweeted you a couple of things before.
Okay.
But anyways, I wanted to call in and just give a shout out and just tell you I'm so proud of you guys, watching you grow and listening. And you've given me so much comfort in the middle of the night. The last almost, I'd say 9 years of my life have been very, very difficult. I'm starting to see the light. I've been working on a project all this time. It was very, very difficult. And you guys have given me comfort. And I just want to give a shout out to you. And of course, my mother and I have followed David Wilcock for eons. My mother used to drive me up to the bookstand the newsstand to get the Berkeley Barb. She was very active in the John Birch Society. I didn't even know what that was until recently.
Right.
And the PTA, and we lived in the state capitol when I was growing up. And she started to become involved in the Capitol and working with the school district. She was always in education. And so she was, looking at education, but also looking into stuff behind the scenes, so to speak. And also had an active interest in Edgar Cayce. So she was parallel with, politics, but is also into metaphysics. So as a child growing up, I had exposure to all of this. And it always kind of stayed with me. So, your programs and all of this, and Art Bell, of course, just have always been a part of me. And I really like what you were talking about in regards to the Alex Jones drama, because he's going to probably be a bit of a sacrificial lamb, but I think it's going to be for educational purposes, hopefully nationwide. And it's about evidence. If we're going to be armchair journalists, like the idea of licensing the journalists or some kind of a minimum credential, because the whole thing is about evidence. And the 9 years of hell that I have gone through personally has been about evidence. And the presentation thereof. I've been in court proceedings for 9 years. I unraveled a huge fraud in California, a tech company. And the lead prosecutor for the Enron shareholders for 8 years said, from now on, I'm going to call you the Aaron Brockovich of mergers and acquisitions. I recently got one of the nation's most esteemed federal circuit judges that just recently retired about 15 months ago and has decided to help pro se litigants behind me. And repeatedly told me, he goes, I think you have a really good case. So I just wanted to give a shout out that I think things are starting the tide is starting to shift. I've had a horrific time of what happened to me, and the word is triangle. The word is triangle and triangulation. I don't know why, but for some reason, this whole idea and what I'm working on has been coming up in my papers, this strategy. I never even had heard of it before. And when I heard your caller a couple of calls back talking about the triangle ship, well, we're out by Vandenberg. So in April of 2016, and right after it happened, I called into that phone line where the guy picks up, I guess it's MUFON, and then I filed the report immediately. I did the drawing. But yes, I'm out by Vandenberg, and I was walking my dog, and one of the triangles went over me, the black triangle, but I saw like the white outer line of like the white lights on the edges. But they weren't like turned on, but I could see like a reflective backlighting of them, and it was really low and no sound, and it was going on a trajectory, and my gut, my intuition just said, oh, this is one of ours. Like I just did not feel like it was alien at all. It was just kind of like it was just doing its thing, flying relatively low. I'm going to say 500 to 700 feet above me. Like it was low,
right?
And it was early in the evening, and it was going towards the ocean. Like it was going from a going in a southwest direction. across the 101. So that's the way I'm visualizing it right now. But anyways, triangulation, has been what I have learned in this litigation of I unraveled this huge merger proceeding of this company that started in my living room, and I held a very, very small percentage, like right around 1%. But I always counted on it as my retirement. I knew the company was going to go somewhere. We were tied to the hip of Apple Computer since like 1994. And the day that the frickin' iPhone was announced, I was ambushed by myself. Luckily, I had a witness, by a group of attorneys. I mean, and the whole thing has been so bizarre. I'm in the Ninth Circuit now, and I'm really feeling like things are starting to turn the tide. And I have just basically become this, armchair lawyer because of what they did. And they just kept doing it. Fraud on the court, fraud on the court, fraud on the court. And I think now the court has finally started to wake up to what's going on. So we'll see what happens. But I wanted to give a shout out what he was talking about, evidence. This is what's important and what we need to pay attention to in regards to those of us that work from an intuitive level or, doing conspiracy reporting and what have you. We have to be very mindful and be accountable to each other, or when we're discussing it, that there's some kind of a modicum of evidence. What happened with me, and I'll go back to the word triangulation, is that when I first went into state court, I thought this thing that they did, taking all of our shares from the founders, was legal. It was a voted upon supposed merger. And what ended up happening was that the guy started bragging about the revenues, and it was so crazy. So I went into court to get what they call dissenter rights valuation, where you just say, well, they took my shares legally, but it's worth more, and here's why. Well, then the CEO and the board president, I guess, got paranoid, so they ratted on the vulture capitalist, and they dumped 3,000 pages of corporate documents on me that completely proved out it was a crime. There was no vote, this whole thing. And the last thing I'll say about this is they all died. Two of them were under 40. One of them hit a volcano literally the day that the check went out, where the people, the founders, were forced out by this crime of a supposed vote by the people we trusted, the management and these board members. The guy hit a volcano, and then the CEO guy died of like this really fast-moving cancer. They were all like under 40. And then the stock agent guy that did all of these frauds, he died. And so, I mean, the whole thing has been wild. And the last thing to share about, where we're talking about evidence and what have you, the way that I did this for 9 years, I'm going into my 10th year, every night at 4 a.m. or 2 to 4 a.m., whatever, when something would come to me, and I'd just get up. I forced myself to get up and write it down. Everyone needs to know that there's no prejudice. There's no favoritism. There's the choice that you make to pay attention or not pay attention, because anything that you want to know, you can have access to. I was very diligent, and I forced myself to pay attention, and so many things came to me. It's been incredible. It's really been incredible, and I hope that I can help others with my journey. I just wanted to tell you, I'm feeling so much better. I don't know what's going to happen, of course, but the courts have sustained me to keep going for 9 years, and so we'll see what happens. But there we go. That's my word of the month: triangulation.
There you go, triangulation. Well, keep us posted, and it's been 9 years. I don't think anything's going to resolve by next week, but when it does, call back and let us know.
Yeah, I just filed a brief. I've been in the Ninth Circuit now for about 10 months, and I'm going to send you right now what I recorded when I finished my brief, because I sang it for the freaks. So there you go,
okay.
Jimmy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's evidence. If you have evidence, then you're not going to get yourself into any trouble. And what I mean by that is this, okay? Especially when it comes to libel or defamation or anything like that, and I'm putting everybody on hold. If you hear it go silent like this right here, that means you're just being put on hold. Don't freak out. But if you have evidence and that's it, then it's no longer a lie, then there is no defamation, and you can't be sued. It's that little simple little thing. Right? That's all you got to have. So when you go and you make a statement live on the air and you say something is fact and you've got something to back it up, then that's it. Okay, there's like 3, 4, 5 things that need to be proven in a defamation case or in a slander case. And it's as simple as that. But all 5 have to be proven. If one of them falls apart, and like if you've got evidence, 4 is not good enough. It's got to be 5. And so that's man. And I feel bad for Alex, because I don't think he intended for this to fall apart like it did. But you just got to be careful. He was suspicious. He felt like something was going on. But you just can't go willy-nilly. No, not when there's death on the line. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Mr. Church, how's it going? It's Jason.
Hey, Jason, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing this evening?
It's Thursday night, man. Come on, Jason. Great. You know how I'm doing. Know how I'm doing. What's on your mind, man?
Yep. So, I've called before with some heavy stuff, and called before with DMT stories and some, Mandela effect stuff. But I thought I wanted to take it a little basic tonight, if I could. Just tell a little personal story. Linda Moulton Howe has been talking a lot about out-of-body experiences in toddlers, and it really resonated with me because I've had a couple of them. I just thought if it was okay if I could share them.
You had a couple. You had a couple toddlers, or you had a couple of experiences?
No, I had a couple of experiences, toddlers. Well, I have a couple toddlers, but they haven't had experiences yet. I'm waiting for it.
Okay, now
I'm waiting for them to come to me with it. But
there you go. See, I wanted that to be clear. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So the first one was pretty simple. When I was 5, it was a classic case. I was asleep in my bed. I was having a dream, and I was floating up out of my bed through my roof. Saw the entire neighborhood, the street lights. As a kid, you don't know what your neighborhood looks like from above, but I knew exactly where all the houses were. I got above the tree line. It was serene. It's beautiful. Couldn't feel much, but then, I felt the classic tug at my midsection, gently drifted back down to my bed. And as soon as I hit my bed, I opened my eyes, and I knew at that instance that there was something out there that wasn't physical. So that was my first one. I know it's rather simple, but the next one is the one that was interesting. I was 9 years old. I was over at my cousin's house. So I was in his kitchen with him. We were just talking. I went and opened the fridge up, and I shut the fridge, and he was going downstairs, and I was going to follow him. So I stood there for a second, and everything felt a little weird. I turned around and looked, and I watched as my cousin walked down the steps, and I walked down the steps. I was completely outside of my body, viewing everything from the third person. I watched him walk down. I watched myself walk down. I saw the back of me, and I had this feeling of complete calm and peace, and there was almost no feeling at all. Like I couldn't feel anything around me. I had sort of a sense of, I don't want to say nothingness, but just pure perception. And then I watched, like, from 2 feet away as they, me and my cousin, walked down the steps. And I thought, this is wonderful. If I could just live like this would be fantastic. I don't have to, I can just watch myself do everything. I don't have to experience anything. And as we got to the bottom of the steps, slowly, I just sort of got closer and closer to myself until I sort of passed through myself, and then my awareness became, my physical body, and I could see in front of me, and then I was jarred back into a feeling everything where I could sense everything around me, and I had awareness of my body, and it was completely jarring, and I haven't done it since, and I don't know what it was, but it was the only time I've ever had like a completely awake, out of body experience, but it was really it was an experience, man. It was an experience for a 9-year-old to have something like that happen.
Yeah, I used to. I've commented on this before on the show. I used to have those types of dreams too, as well, and I don't know why they just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They just stopped. I don't know why. I was having them all the time and very vivid. And I've heard others, talk about the same exact thing. I would go out in our backyard. I was 5. I know exactly when and where this occurred. And it's out on an Army base. I would go out in the backyard, run, pop, 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 jump, and just fly. And I would go up and look down above the playground that was in the back, and specifically above the sandbox where, my cousins actually were down there, my brothers and sisters down in the sandbox. And I was up there, floating above them, yelling to catch their attention. And they would never look up. But anyway, I had that same dream over and over and over again, and then stopped. I never really had flying dreams after that. Mm-hmm. So it's been 50 years, but I used to have them all the time, but they just stopped. So I don't know what's up with it.
The dreams were one thing, but to have it happen while you're completely awake and aware and in real time, well, that was something else. The dreams are, so I just if anybody out there has had those experiences, I mean, it's something interesting, and it just proves that consciousness isn't what we think it is.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Yep. Definitely not. And I haven't had the real, legit, at least by intent, out of body experience yet. At least I don't think so. I haven't had that yet. It seems like I'm going down check boxes, though. I'm getting one thing after another out of the way. They're all happening. Yeah. So maybe that'll be next. All right, Jason.
Well, hi, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Hey, you do the same. Glad you're feeling better, and go Beckley Teppy. Keep rolling the rock uphill, sir. I'll talk to you later.
Go Beckley Teppy, Jason. Thank you so much. I'm going down the check boxes of all the different types of events, right? I'm going down the check boxes and like putting people on hold. I'm putting you on hold. It's going to go silent. Just stay right there. You'll be up next. Going down the check boxes of all of these, paranormal, supernatural life event type of things and putting you on hold. And the things that are left, astral, out of body, time travel type of things, that I've got to hit next. I've got everything else done, right? I got the orbs done. I've got the sleep paralysis out of the way. I've had every kind of craft encounter I could have. Finally knocked Bigfoot out, or at least his feet. I got that part done. I'm getting them all out of the way. Fairies, all right, got them all done. Now the astral out-of-body experience is what is next. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Jimmy, is this
Yes.
Is this me, Jimmy?
It's you. Who's this?
Ramblin' Randy.
Hey, Randy, how you doing tonight, man?
Jimmy, I'm doing great. Listen, I have so much thoroughly enjoyed the journey with you.
Thank you.
The whole 9 yards has been literally amazing to me. From someone who's followed you for a few years, I was riding with you in spirit, and I felt you when you said these words. You said, I've been watching this genre for a while and didn't want to get my foot in it, but let's just step right off and start with Q. And you dove right into that arena pretty deeply. And, I've been talking to you. I don't know if I'm actually even broadcasting now. My phone is acting funny, but anyway, I'll continue. I've come up and I've talked to you a few times, and I figured out really what I'm trying to achieve is creating a human, a form of mastermind, but mind hive. And so what we have decided to do, that's the only way that AI can be unvalidated, is because it's nothing more than a collection of possibilities that derive an outcome, but they're still coming from an upload and not from the actual source of the creating of that content. Am I with you? Are you with me, Jimmy?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, where AI is going to be substandard, if you will, to what I'm looking to do is if you had a large number of humans that were posed with a question, that were coming to that question with an experienced, taught, educated, critical thinking position, and ask an analog question, yes, no, black, white, red, black, that kind of thing. And then we have a system where that information would be delivered in a very extremely timely manner that would dwarf the decision that could even ever thought to be made by AI. But rather than approach it the way that I'd originally talked to Rita and yourself about, is that I've decided that we're going to open up a site called Truth Pays, and you're going to be the teachers of the topics that we will discuss during the sun-time hours and sometimes in the wee late hours, the topics that I would like to hear more about from some of the callers that you have that are so very educated. Those are the people that can come to our site and extend their conversation that started on your site, because we want a little bit more. And we're losing our history as fast as we're losing our attention. We would like to get a group of people that stay on a particular topic, whether it's save the polar bears or is Earth really hollow, and why don't they give us disclosure? So thank you very much for this little opportunity to share that with you. And when I get this Truth Pays up, and that's exactly what it would be, that someone can come over that talked on one of these shows, yours, George, Clyde's, and any of the rest of them that are speaking the truth. They can talk on that show, and if our group sees that value, we will pay them the exchangeable medium, whatever you want to call it, money for that content. And we're going to try to educate people in a uniform manner, and we don't have to go carry picket signs. When we raise our consciousness up in a coherent thought pattern at a specific time, we can move mountains, and that's what I want to try to do, Jimmy.
And thank you so much, Randy, and keep us in the audience, keep us posted, and when it's go time, we'll announce it right here on Fade to Black.
Jimmy, would you do me a favor? There was a guy that called in here a couple spots before me, extremely intelligent individual, and if you happen to have caught his call signals, I'd sure appreciate it. I'd love to hear from that guy.
Just post it right up there on Twitter, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'll talk to you.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you,
Jimmy.
Thank you, Randy.
Okay, bye.
Ramblin' Randy. That's what I'm talking about right there. And I've got to take a quick commercial break, and it is that time. I'm going to do that right now. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. If you're on hold, stay right there. If you can hear my voice, you are up next. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with me.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal God, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up, standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems for you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out. That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-717-WAVE, 888-717-WAVE, or visit dryhealthyhome.com. Dryhealthyhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B blend.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. And taking your calls all night long. Great calls all night tonight, too, as well. Let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy, what's going on, brother? It's Cody from the Bridgewater Triangle.
Get out.
What is happening? Happy Fader night. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Hey, I'm feeling better, Cody. What's on your mind tonight, man?
Just want to make 3 quick points, and then I'm going to hang up the phone and allow some of these other amazing guests to call in and share their stories. First and foremost, man, Third Blues Brother all day with those glasses on, dude. All day.
You digging it?
All day. Oh, I'm digging it. I am digging it.
If you look really close, that's a skull right there. I'm pointing. So yeah, that's a skull. Let me see if I get in closer. See that? All right. Okay. All right.
Nice, man. All right. Second point. Just want to share this out with everybody. Just something my grandmother shared with me. It's really helped me kind of focus my energies on a day-to-day. She used to be an alcoholic, so she's been doing AA. I think she'll be coming up to her 35-year chip, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Wow.
But anyhow, yeah, congratulations to her, man. What a tough woman.
Right.
But she just tells me, she goes, she's like, if you have 1 foot on yesterday and 1 foot on tomorrow, you're pissing all over today. She goes, so just focus your energies on today. That's all you can worry about. That's just something I wanted to share with everybody. You can't worry about the past because you can't change that. And why worry about the future? Because you'll just dwell on it too much and, you'll put yourself in a bad space. Just wanted to share that. And the third point real quick, and then I'm going to hang up, Jimmy. Ashley, Eric, if you're listening, it's been a rough 6 months. I know the feeling. I know the pain of losing someone that close. When you guys do have the time to make the trip back home, I know Ohio's a little bit of a drive, 14 hours, but when you guys can make the trip, Sandy would love to give you guys a reading. No charge, of course, and would love to help you guys through your transition. And that's really all I got to say, Jimmy. I really appreciate you taking my call. And you have a great Fader night, and I will give you a call another time.
Okay, thank you so much, Cody. And
thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bridgewater Triangle is one of the most interesting spots in the entire country. And when I remember way back when we first started Fade to Black, back in the day, we had on the directors and producers of the Bridgewater Triangle, still had the T-shirts and the mugs. But what went down in that triangle was crazy. There was everything from UFO sightings to crypto creatures, also strange things with abductions and kids and all of that. It was a pretty amazing story, and the documentary is, if you ever get a chance, the Bridgewater Triangle, go and check that out, because Cody's mentioning it right there, and not too many people know about the Bridgewater Triangle. And so go and check it out. The documentary is called The Bridgewater Triangle. With that, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes.
This is Bailey. I'm calling from Alabama.
All right,
and,
Bailey.
I wanted to share something with you. I'm 71 years old, and I've done a lot of security guard work.
Uh-huh.
I go to work about 9 o'clock at night when I was working. And there's this one stretch of road in Alabama that it's like they must be crowding me down as being nuts. I've always been kind of a believer, but I had never really seen something solid. But I saw these 3 lights, and I thought it was this guy that, on an ultralight who lived not far from there, who had an ultralight field.
Right.
And I said, what's this idiot doing out in an ultralight at night?
Right,
okay,
right.
because it's about 9:30 at night.
Sure.
Well, it kept coming, and I slowed down. I never stopped. And it went over me, and there were these 3 lights, and it was about the size, it looked like about the size of a ultralight, but there was no sound. And it was about high as 2 telephone poles above me, and it went right on across me and just drifted off out of sight. And at the same spot, about 4 months before, I had to slam on brakes from hitting what I thought was a dog, but it was huge. And it had like a lion's mane, but the rest was kind of more like a dog, kind of like that thing you've seen on YouTube where that guy dresses his dog up like a lion and scares people.
Yeah.
And he was coming from the same direction as this triangular thing is, but a month or so before. And he just crossed the road and went on up on the fence on the other side and just disappeared to the south. So I don't know if there's one place something's coming out of there, or just that's where my body chose to shut down and I went totally insane.
Right. Of course. I get that, Bailey. Well, let me ask you.
I've been wanting to tell somebody.
Well, you're telling me right now. So can I ask you a couple of questions, Bailey? Is that all right?
Anything you want to ask me, brother, ask.
All right. When you know what an ultralight looks like because your neighbor's got one, right? So when this
lots of them there.
Yeah. When this went overhead, did you see anybody underneath it? A pilot?
No, it was just the sky. Nothing there but the sky, dark black sky with 3 lights. And,
right. But
it was like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Underneath the ultralight is where the pilot sits.
Yeah. No, there was nothing there.
There was nothing there. Wow.
Nothing there.
What do you think you saw?
And I told a couple of people. I don't know. I told a couple of people when I got to work what I saw, but of course, they know I'm crazy, and then they thought I was nuts.
Right. So you went from crazy to nuts, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you had that's a pretty cool sighting you've got there, and then to combine that with this strange creature, sounds to me like they might be related if it was in the same spot.
And the creature, whatever it was like twice the size of like I guess it was like a big Saint Bernard or something.
Right.
And it never looked at me, and it just went on across the road and went under the fence and was gone. And this all happened at the exact same spot of this road, and I know where it was, and I know how to can coordinate it at about the same time of night because I was on my way to work. Had a schedule I had to keep.
Hy don't you go out there with a couple of friends at night and just kind of hang out?
Well, I live about 250 miles from there now.
Oh, I got you.
I live down on the Gulf Coast now, on the Fish River.
Right.
And, this Pascagoula is not too far away, and that's where they had that so-called abduction back years ago, and then there's been a lot of stuff happening over at Navier Beach and Florida and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So I keep hoping I'll see something here, But it made no sound. And the lights, let me ask you one thing.
What's that?
What I've always wondered, we have lights on airplanes for navigational purposes, and so nobody else will collide with them in the sky at night, right?
Right.
What the heck does a Martian want, just referring to him as Martian, with lights all over his thing, so you'll see him?
Well,
that never made any sense to me. If they're trying to be, they don't need the navigational lights.
My take, this is my take with that, Bailey, is that maybe, and just go with this, okay? And just consider this, ponder this. You know how truckers, a big semi-truck, they don't need all those lights on it, but they make their trucks look cool. Right, they put on all the extra, vanity lights, or on a Harley Davidson, throw on some extra lights, right? Because you want to look cool. You want, and just maybe look. If I've got some ultra cool starship, man, I'm going to want to light that thing up too. And that's, you know what I mean?
Well, that means, but that means they must not be too different from us.
That's what I'm trying to say, Bailey. Why would they be any different?
Yeah.
I'm being very, very, very serious here. Why would we expect them to be flying around with nothing? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That makes less sense than the other argument of why would they have lights? Why wouldn't they?
Well, this all happened in about the middle of the state. I'm sure you've heard of Auburn, Alabama, and the football team.
Of course. I've been to Auburn, sure.
Yeah, well, this happened not far from there. But I'll tell you one more thing. It doesn't have to relate to this, and I'll get out of the way. I get sick of listening to Alabama football games and Auburn, and they're fighting amongst each other. And I drove a big truck for a while. And I was out in Washington State, and I went over to Seattle, and they didn't have but one truck stop there that you could get into. And I get out, and I'm starting into the restaurant, and I hear these two guys arguing over the Alabama-Auburn game. I said, damn, you can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it. Hey, Bailey.
You can't get away from it.
Don't be a stranger, man.
All right, well, look, Jimmy, I appreciate you, all right?
Yeah, thank you so much, Bailey. Behave, okay?
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, you too. That's a great phone call right there. You can't get away from it. Auburn football, college football in general, man. But that's a big audience. And somebody just said Dothan, Alabama. I've been to Dothan, Alabama. It's right in the Panhandle, right across the state line from Florida. But yeah, you're not going to get away from it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Bailey, if you're still listening, if let's say you're from Fayetteville, Razorbacks, or South Bend, Indiana, right? Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. You know, you're going to walk into a truck stop no matter what, and you're going to hear somebody talking about Notre Dame. And you're like, man, I can't get away from this stuff. It's just the way that it is. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Mr. Jimmy Church, how are you?
Who's this?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank. It's Frank. So I said, Frank. I said, Frank, what are you doing on Fade to Black? He said, hey, man, I'm a fan of the show. I said, all right. Frank is calling into Fade to Black. I knew it. See, I feel like somebody. Frank is calling in. Oh, man. Okay, prove it that it's Frank. Sing My Way right now on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You did it my way.
This ain't Frank. I thought it was Frank.
It's not Frankie.
I thought it was Frank.
It's not Frankie. Mr. Jimmy Church, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. This is Scotty.
Yes, I know.
Jimmy, I wanted to ask you a question. There was something that was on the Twitter the other day, and it was going on for the next 2 days. Do you know a guy named Randall Turner?
Nope.
He claims that he was with MK Ultra, and he's the one who filmed the Skinny Bob. Now, every time I see that video, Skinny Bob, I'm a little perplexed. It looks real. Is it fake or is it real, Jimmy? The black and white.
Yeah, I know. The first time that I saw it, I thought, wow, that looks pretty cool. Okay, now, and all, since then, I would like to think that it's real. It's a very, very high quality special effects set of footage, and that's my take on it. So I've never heard of this guy, but if he's the one that filmed it, then he's got some other evidence to back that up to go along beside it, not just his word. So let's hope that he does, right? I don't know. It's a pretty impressive piece of footage. I don't know. It also looks like film, right? It looks like it was shot on film, not videotape. It could be black and white videotape, but it looks like it was shot on film. It certainly looks real. But this is the other thing that complicates that piece of footage. It's also been claimed over the years that it was shot by the KGB and it's Russian footage, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, I believe that there was also claims that it was shot in Brazil, and that it was a Brazilian event. So I don't know.
Yeah, he claims Edmonds Air Force Base or Edwards Air Force Base or maybe Area 51. But when you look at that video, the blinking of the eyelids, the movement of the body, it doesn't look robotic.
No. It looks pretty cool. You know, I remember somebody just posted Robert Dean thought it was legit. I think a lot of people thought it was legit. And the first time that I saw it, I would say that I thought it was legit. But then somebody else told me, or maybe I read this, this was a long time ago, that it was a puppeteer. That's, you know, and I thought, wow. And then I went back and looked at it again, and then you can kind of get the puppeteering vibe from it. I could be wrong. You know, I wasn't there.
I don't know. That blinking of the eyeball where he blinks his eye and he moves his head.
I know.
It looks so real, Jimmy. It looks so real.
It does. It's a fun piece of footage. It's a fun piece of footage. You know, look, when it comes to stuff like that, if it's too good to be true, right? If it's just too good to be true, I go with that, because there would be something else to go along with that footage, you know. And if you're claiming to be the cameraman, I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard his name before. But if you're claiming to be the cameraman, then you better have a whole pile of stuff to go along with it, right?
Right.
All of your paperwork. You've got photographs of you and your buddies on the base, you know, drinking games. You got all of that stuff, and you got all of your friends and names and places, you know, to drop. So that's my take.
It's just so hard to tell with now all this this fake camera stuff, the camera stuff going out and everything, and it's becoming more difficult to tell what's truth and what's reality. And what's fake, what's reality. And so then you step back, and then I saw you at the Conscious Life Expo, and I'd go up and George Norrie, he's like a very approachable person. I was very stunned how nice he was. But
I told him to be nice to you.
Did you? Yeah, but seeing the people on stage, and you can see these people doing the hippie stuff and the movements and stuff, and I started thinking, you know, what is it? Just I got confused with all of that. I'm looking for reality, strict reality of where we're going. I'm not looking for the dancing and stuff. I want to know what the hell is going on here. And your three questions. Who are we? Where do we come from? And where are we going?
Yeah.
Please tell me. Yeah. I just want to know the answers for all of that.
I get that, but I did do a pretty good rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody. You have to admit.
You did.
You have to admit.
It was excellent.
You have to admit. Hey, Scott, thank you for the phone call, man. And I'm going to keep my eye on Twitter. What's this guy's name again?
His name is Randall Turner, and he's got pictures of him. He said he was in that assassination of their Ronald Reagan attempt. Got him on the sidewalk laying flat. Okay. And it's incredible. I don't know why he started coming after me, but we've had this conversation going back and forth on the Twitter, but he said that he's with MK Ultra, and he actually filmed that footage, and I'm stunned. So that's why I called you about this tonight.
So he was at the right place at the right time a couple of times. So there you go.
I don't know, brother.
I'll talk to you, Scott. Thank you so much, my friend.
Yep. Peace out, my brother. Take care.
Peace out. Man, it was great hanging out with Scott this weekend. And it was pretty funny because Scott was sitting next to George, and I were standing for the, what did they call the Expo's Got Talent. And George just started talking to Scott. And it was just like, okay. All right. That was pretty funny to watch that go down. All right, let's go back to the phone.
Feel about the reverb.
Whoa. You're live. You're live.
I'm sorry.
You're live.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you just popped on the line there.
Well, it's my job.
But I didn't get a greeting. Hello, Jimmy. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
Who's this?
This is JD.
Hey, JD.
I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener. But I'm not sure what you guys are trying to talk about tonight, but I'm in Sonoma County where these massive floods are going on. And I just came from Paradise where there was massive fires. And I was wondering if you guys could have a little more intake about these so-called satellites that they supposedly took down that were controlling the weather, and how much validity, that actually has.
I have, look, I hear the same stories you do with that, and then I don't know. It's a crazy thing to go and think about. 1, 2, that it's actually occurring, but 3, if you are going to take a country down, if you really want to freak out a country, mess with their weather. Let them go through a drought. Let them have tornadoes. Let them have an earthquake. How about some forest fires? And if you control the weather, then you control the game. So I would think that there is definite science and work going in the direction of weather manipulation. Of course there is. There has to be.
Absolutely. I mean, every listener that you have knows about chemtrails. We don't even have to go into that subject.
Well, right here where we live in Burbank, there is 6 cloud seeding stations, and this was, in the news here, where they put them in the foothills when we were going through this drought, and they did it 4 years ago. And so, they're causing rain here in the valley, and now it's rained here every day for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So.
And I was watching something online. David said it was the first time he'd ever seen it snow in L.A. the other day.
Oh, I've made snowmen here before. No, I have. It snows here it snows here quite a bit. But weather manipulation. Seriously.
You guys are down in Southern California. You're not too far from where I am, so you are experiencing a lot of the same things I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's been raining here, like I said, every day for the last 2 months. And I've been in Southern California for 35 years, and it's never, ever, ever done this. I've been through enough droughts.
Really?
Been through enough droughts here in Southern California. I know what it's like to never have rain year after year after year, and then suddenly to have rain every day for 2 months. Yeah, it feels a little funky.
It seems like everybody here is in a state of panic. And, I mean, people are losing their minds. There's trees falling over all over the place.
Yep.
Whole towns are flooded and can't even get out of their front yard.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. It's the same thing here. It's and we don't know what to do with ourselves when it starts raining because it's dry all the time. And then when it starts to rain, all of that oil comes up. So all of the streets are like, ice. So nobody knows how to drive suddenly. Everybody forgets how to drive. And all of those dry tree branches and dry trees, all of that stuff and palm. Yeah, it's crazy. And then, of course,
so, my recommendation, as just the final afterthought, is definitely take care of your trees and your driveway and clean your gutters out. you know,
that's exactly it.
Some basic things to do to help out,
Yeah, that's right. Hey, JD.
I won't take up. Thank you, Jimmy. I won't take up too much of your time because I want to hear what your other callers have to say. But I really appreciate it, and you have a wonderful night.
Yeah, you too, JD. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much. And yeah, he's absolutely right there. Take care of the trees and the brush and the stuff around your house. You've got to do that, no matter where you live. Because when this stuff breaks off, it breaks off big. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. We got one more segment of phone calls left. If you're on hold, stay right there. I will get to you next. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Teppy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. You know, there's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and my family is safe because of Numana Emergency Food Storage. Just go to the Numana banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Promo code Jimmy10.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. 747-228-2051. Oh, man, I hate it when we get to the last segment of the night on Fadernight because I never want it to end. I really don't. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is Mike from Vegas.
Hey, Mike from Vegas. How are you?
I'm great. It's so cool to talk to you. Hey, so I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then I want to ask your opinion about something. When I was like 8 years old, I was walking down the hall of my elementary school, and it's not even something I was thinking about, but all of a sudden I had this weird kind of knowing that everything in the whole world and all the people and everything were connected. And it was weird because I wasn't thinking it, and it's not the kind of thing that an 8-year-old thinks about anyway. It was just something like I knew just in the core of my being, and then it just went away. And I don't remember what it was that I knew. I just remember that I knew it. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, it does.
Okay.
I mean, at that age of 8, that's pretty extraordinary.
That's what I'm saying. It was so bizarre because I've never recaptured that knowing. I just remember that I did know it, but I've never recaptured that.
Right.
And so I've kind of spent my life going in and out of being, one time my friends used to call me Moonbeam, and then I kind of, my demons get the better of me and whatnot. But I sort of started back on my journey, I would say like 4 or 5 years ago. And I have moments of like real, I don't know, bliss or connection or whatever. And I listen to you and I listen to some of your guests who are like so enlightened. And I'm like, well, I can't even, like those guys they're just out of my league. But you're so cool because you're kind of like in both leagues. Like you hang with those guys, but you're kind of like one of us. So it's like, I feel like I can connect to you as well.
Right.
But I have times when I feel like I'm doing so well, and then I'll just be hanging around and I'll see people and I'll get into this like horrible judgment shit, or like I'm setting up little confrontations and I'm like, what? How do you get to the point where this is just not a part of your daily life?
Yeah. You're at the point of all of this where those questions are so simple, but they're the most important. Because it takes a few things to happen to understand, first and foremost, that life isn't just about living and dying and then it's all over with and there's nothing else to life, or that there's nothing else out there. That life, once you start to understand that life is more interesting and there's things out there to discover, once you get to that point, then you start asking these other questions, the other bigger questions. And that's where you are right now. But that's a good place to be. But it's like I know better, and then I catch myself. I'm like, you know better than that. Why does this? Like, how do you step beyond that to where it's just not your natural inclination or something that you fall back into? Right. And I guess what I'm saying, because this is how I deal with it, is I accept it. I accept it. I don't. When I hear other people share their experiences, I'm okay with that because I know that I've had some pretty crazy things, happen in my life, that I know that things are not simple. And that's where I come at it from. So I've accepted it. Does that make sense? I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're kind of just saying, don't beat myself up and just walk the path.
Right. No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
And it's just frustrating when you know that you know better and you still keep catching yourself being a certain. You're like, God, I know I'm better than that, but yeah, all right. So it's just all right. I appreciate that because, like I say, I feel like you're like one of those like ascendant guys, but you're also one of us. You talk about drinking the Mexican Cokes at the taco joint, and that's
right.
like
that's right.
That's like you're totally one of us. You get it, but you're at that other place too. So you're like the perfect person to have.
Yeah. Well, see.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
Hey, Mike. Behave and be well. Now go figure.
Thank you as well.
Now go figure something out. All right, man?
I'll do my best. Have a good night.
I'll talk to you. Great phone call, and he brings up probably the best point of all, in that. Okay, yeah, I'm one of you. Okay, so yeah, let's check that off. But more importantly, is that once you get to the point where you know that there's something strange going on, and I don't know what it is, when you have something like the Mandela effect, or you see something strange in the sky, or you see a big footprint in the dirt or the snow, and suddenly you witness an orb, or you see some kind of being in your house, whether it's a ghost or something else. Once something like that happens with you, that's it. And then everything that everybody is talking about is quite possibly real. And that's a good place to be in. One of the worst places to be in, the worst, is somebody that is just getting up in the morning and driving to work and hating their job and going through the day and then turning around and driving home, having dinner, watching the news, and then a couple of TV shows, and then going to bed and not thinking about any of this stuff. Not thinking about, are we alone in the universe, right? Not thinking about these things because, that's it. Life is just about paying my rent, my mortgage, and my insurance, and getting another car and getting a bigger house. And that's all that there is to life. That sucks. That's boring. That's boring. All right. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Faded Black. Who's calling?
Hello, Mr. Jimmy Church.
What are you doing, Steve? How you doing, man? It's been a long, long time. How are you?
Brother, I'm always listening, brother.
Well, I know you are. So how's things, man? How was your New Year's?
It was great. Had a great Christmas. Family was all, no drama for Christmas, and Happy New Year's and stuff, and just had a wonderful experience to the New Year,
Things
been going well.
Twitter's about to light up. It's Steve.
Oh yeah,
it's Steve. So,
I want to congratulate you on your 1,000th show, Jimmy. That was something I tried to get on, but wasn't able to. But that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
I look back and I remember the very first show that I listened to you. It was Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum was on talking about Bigfoot, and I think it was the 13th show.
Oh man, that's a long.
And I was hooked from ever since. So I've listened to roughly 987 other shows. I would miss one here and there, but I would still always, catch it the next day or something like that.
Right. And then, let me ask
I've had the privilege of you having me on air. I think I've counted now 130 sometimes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Is that right? Yeah.
I've been on air 130 some. I think this makes 137 times, Jim.
Wow. Makes sense though. And what's really funny about that?
I feel really privileged and blessed that you've been given me the opportunity to speak, on air that many times when, I'm sure there's a lot smarter, brighter, more intelligent people that have things more interesting than me to say, and you've given me the time to speak on the show, Jim.
How was if we go back 5, almost 6 years now, and 136 conversations, this being 137, and we all know what you have gone through, but how has life changed for you? How are you different today than 6 years ago?
I believe I'm a little bit more laid back, Jimmy. I'm not as intense person as I was back then. I enjoy life more now than I did back then. I realized, with my near-death experience, that first of all, this is just a path we walk, and we've got another path to walk after this. And this isn't the end of it for none of us by far. Your energy continues, and you will continue being the being that you are, just maybe in a different dimension or in a different way, but it doesn't end for you just because this, we spend a short time in this world. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were figuring up if you lived just to be 80, it was like 20-some thousand days on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that much.
Nope.
And here I turned 45 this year, and I've already eaten through half of those days. If I live to be 80, Jimmy.
Yep.
And most people don't even get to live to be 80.
That's right. The days that you have are so precious. most people, when you pose that question to them, if you make it to the age of 70, how many days are you on this planet? Are you here for 200? Are you here for 2.5 million? Are you here for 250,000? Are you here for 25,000? Are you here for 2,500? Most are going to say 250,000, right? And when you hit them with that 25,000 number and they stop and think, oh man, I'm 40 years old. You mean I've only got 10,000 days left? 9,000? 8,000? You better make the best of it. Don't waste.
And when what really gets them, break it down to them in months.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only got like,
it ain't much.
250 months left.
Yeah, it ain't.
I mean, a week flies by anymore. A month goes by. To me, 2018 felt like it was just a blink of an eye. I became a grandfather, at 45, and that was really, really great experience. But that year, just 2018 for me, just seemed to absolutely go by in a blink of an eye. I don't know if my memory is fading or if time just passes that fast for me now. But it does. We're here. Some people feel like their time here is longer than most, and I'm sure there's other people that want more time because maybe they're more blessed than someone else. But we're all here for a certain amount of time, and we all have a path to walk in that time. And just do the best you can. Be service to others. Try to help others out, and be the best person you can, and enjoy the time you got here. Because there's something else for you on the other side.
And don't take that for granted either. You know what I mean?
No,
don't take that for granted. And I say this so often, and there's a reason why. I'm not just spewing this out just because. I've analyzed this thing a lot, and I'm 55. And when I look at these days left, right, that somebody out there, a vast majority of us, are going to, look back and know that their days are numbered, right? You're 70, 71, maybe you're sick, maybe you're bedridden or whatever, and you're going to look back and go, man, those times where I was such a dick, where I was so mean to somebody, where I spent weeks or months of my life being mean to somebody, that they wish that they could have that time back and trade it in for being nice to somebody and having fun, because it's a waste. It's a waste of everything. It's truly
a waste.
It's a waste. It's a waste, and I just don't want to have that hanging over my head. I don't. I want to know that. Yeah, I want to know that I spent every minute, every single precious minute, having fun and being as cool as I can be, and that's what's most important. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's so valuable.
There's so many times too, Jimmy, that sometimes I feel more blessed because I see people that are less fortunate than me. And sometimes that bothers me immensely. That's the one thing that I do have to say, Jimmy, bothers me immensely with this world, is that you have such a disparity between super wealthy, because, what is it? 1% of the population has 99% of the wealth in this world. There's just such a disparity of equality in this world, that I would really love to see things more even. And I really hate to see people that have really worked their tail off, Jimmy. And really, really, really have worked their tail off, and haven't had the opportunities or haven't been blessed in other ways. And then you've got some people that they could fall in a pile of crap and come out smelling like a ton of roses.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, sometimes that is the one question that really baffles me with this world. You know, that's the one true thing that I really, if I could change anything in this world, it would be the quality life for every individual. I would really like to see every individual be able to have the quality of life that makes them happy.
Yeah, and
that's the one thing.
I see. This is, if you are listening to this broadcast right now, if you're listening to this broadcast, that means you are lucky enough and blessed enough to have the things in your life that you can listen to this broadcast. You are blessed. You are born lucky. Right. What is the difference? Right. What is the difference between this or living the life of digging through a trash dump in Africa or India or in the slums of Brazil, right? What all it is luck. That's it.
Why did I get fortunate enough to be born in the United States?
Yep.
And and someone else was born in Brazil or in Africa or in Argentina or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What's the difference? Luck.
What's the difference?
You have the same soul. You have the same soul. You have the same dreams. You have the same feelings. And it's heartbreaking to think that. And if you look at our pets. And you see these pets that are abused or other pets that, like the pets that are at my house, they have it pretty dang good, right? And they're all rescues, right? They're all rescues. And so, but what's the difference? And that's not right. That's not right. There is no reason that anybody on this planet should have to suffer. Should have to wonder where their next meal comes from. That that is literally eating dirt because they are hungry. There is none. There is no excuse for it. There isn't. There isn't any excuse for it. Not. There isn't. No. You have a hedge fund guy, that has 15 houses and lives in the Hamptons. And he's got a house in Madrid and a house in Florida and a house in Beverly Hills and a house in Paris, right? And living large, right? A condo in the Bahamas. And another $500 million in the bank, extra cash, and he's looking to make more money. What's going on here? Now, I don't have anything.
That's me, Jimmy. I don't have anything against that guy.
I don't.
But what makes him any different than that guy in Brazil that's digging through the trash?
Right. That's right. That's right. And how much money do you really need? I'm all for making that cash. I'm all for making the cash. Go out there, and if you can figure out a way to beat the man, go out there and do it. But at what point do you need 15 houses and a 100-foot yacht while meanwhile there are people on this planet that are suffering? And I'm serious.
When is enough, and it's time to be a service to others instead of service to self.
That's right.
Because if your ass has that many houses and has that many cars and are doing those type of things, you're a selfish son of a bitch, Jimmy.
That's right. That's right. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a nice car.
I hate to say that,
it's true.
But you are.
Yeah, that's right.
There's nothing wrong. Put it that way, but you are.
There's nothing.
There's a lot more things you can do with your money to make life a lot better for a lot more individuals.
If you're going to buy a Ferrari, cool. If you're going to have a Harley Davidson, cool. You're going to have a nice house with a pool, cool. At one point, you need to just stop. You don't need a second Ferrari. Right? You don't need a second or third house. If the money's piling up so bad that you're running out of places to shop, right? You bought everything that you can buy. Give it away. Give it away.
Give it away.
Give it away. Give it away.
It's horrible. I get mad when, my wife was wanting a new vehicle. She had a Denali for 8 years. She wants a new Denali. I go to the car lot, Jimmy, and it's $80,000 for a brand new Denali. I'm like, that is absurd. I didn't pay that for my first house.
Houses.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
For a vehicle, $80,000 for a vehicle.
Well, how many vehicles do you have?
It's absurd.
How many vehicles do you have?
I have a truck that I drive, and then my wife has a Denali that she drives. We have one apiece, and then I have a little clunker that I drive around and beat on when I feel like just, when the weather's terrible and I don't want to tear something up, I'll ride that clunker. Well, you know what? Your wife deserves that Denali because she puts up with you. She puts up with you. Yeah. So that ends that question. But a second or third Denali new in the driveway? No, not at all. But no, your wife is special, and your whole family is special. So, I hope she got that Denali. I hope she got it. But what really, when I see. You go up and you look at some of these, the biggest houses in the United States, and you look at the owners, and you see that it's a hedge fund guy that's never, worked, right? He's only made money off of other people's money and other people's misery, right? And it's just a billionaire. That just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't. It don't either, especially when he's probably conned half of them out of the money
That's what I'm talking about.
Used.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, man. Hey, Steve, so good to hear your voice, man.
Yes, man. Good to hear you, Jimmy.
Everything is good?
I should call in more.
Yeah. Well, I know you're listening all the time, and I think about you often. So I just wanted to I just want to hear from you that life is good and 2019 is going to be amazing. That's all I want to hear from you.
Going to be amazing. I'm going to try to do my best to be a better man, be more service to others than service to self, and try to build. Because I'm a firm believer in karma, because I truly believe that stuff will come back and bite you in the hind end. I've seen it. I've had it happen to me, and I've seen it with others. And I'm a firm believer that if you do for others, things go well for you in life.
And I know your family is looking at you going, man, Dad, you've changed.
Well, yes, over the last 20 years, and from starting a business and not having nothing, and I've got 20-some employees now, and I'm blessed. We do well. We do really well. But there were times when we struggled. We didn't know we was going to make it.
Right.
When Obama was trying to cut the coal industry out, and then Trump got elected and brought the coal industry back. That was happy days for us. But but that can't last forever. I know that. I know that eventually the coal industry will it for the betterment of for mankind and for Earth, for Gaia. We're going to have to stop using these fossil fuels.
That's it.
Period.
That's it.
I know that. And probably 90% of the coal mines that I do business with today is, they're not mining coal to produce energy. They're mining coal to produce steel.
Right.
There's two different types of coal. The coal that produces energy and coal that produces steel. And probably 90% of my customers now are people that mine coal to produce steel, to build things. So I really don't have a problem with that, But eventually, we're going to have to get off of this coal, gas, oil, and we're just going to have to get to renewable energy. But we both know that the technology's out there that trumps all of that. So,
well, do me a favor.
One day
do me a favor, Steve.
That.
Do me a favor right now. Just say "Go Beckley Tepe."
Go Beckley Tempe, Jimmy.
Thank you so much, Steve. Steve from Bluefield.
Jimmy, brother. Always. Thank you for the time, brother.
I'll talk to you, Steve. Good to hear your voice. Steve from Bluefield. Unbelievable. That's man. That's a man right there. All right, Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Camarion. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCAR for the Game Changer Network. Syndication is KGRA, The Planet. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to talk about Orville. Part 2 is tonight. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2019 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Everybody have a great, safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Go Beckley Tepe.